Hello everyone. Today we will start from the disease portion. The first disease that is called as conjunctivitis. So conjunctivitis, it is comes under the eye disorder, and in this it is a inflammatory disorder which will be affect the conjunctiva. When the a person is having the problem of inflammation in the conjunctiva, and the conjunctiva or the eye which will be having the problem of redness, so it is called as a conjunctivitis. So in this picture you will see this is the normal conjunctiva and this is the inflamed conjunctiva. So what is the definition of conjunctiva? Conjunctival hyperemia associated with discharge. So when the person is having the problem of conjunctivitis or the inflammation of the conjunctiva, in that condition, the person is having the problem of discharge which may be watery. The person is having the problem of watery discharge. That will be, if it will be severe, then the mucoid or mucopurulent or purulent substance which will be also present in the in that particular discharges, the in the form of water discharge may be present, or sometime if it will be severe, in that time the mucopurulent or pus formation which will be also occur, and because of this the severe infection in the eye, the person is having the problem of this mucopurulent or purulent discharges also. Then what are the incubation period? Incubation period, it will be depend upon the different types of conjunctivitis. So first is the chemical conjunctivitis. If the person is having the problem of chemical conjunctivitis, so it will be occur for 4 to 6 hours. Means it will be develop, or the incubation period for this chemical conjunctivitis, it will be occur for 4 to 6 hours. If the patient is having the problem of gonococcal infection in the eyes, and because of that particular gonococcal infection in the eyes, the patient is having the problem of conjunctivitis, so the incubation period, it will be for 2 to 4 days. Then if the person is having the problem of other bacterial infection, so in that condition the incubation period which will be 4 to 5 days. Then neonatal inclusion conjunctivitis. So if the baby is having the problem of neonatal inclusion conjunctivitis, in that time the incubation period, it will be 5 to 14 days. Then herpes simplex ophthalmia neonatum. So if the person is having the problem of herpes simplex, means the viral infection which will be occur in the eyes, so in that time the incubation period which will be occur in the 5 to 7 days. Then what are the causative organisms? It means it will be mainly occur with this dust particle or chemical or any bacterial or viral infection. So first is the Staphylococcus aureus. Then second one is the Koch-Weeks bacillus, that is H influenza. Then the person, if the person is having the problem of pneumococcus, Streptococcus, Moraxella, or Neisseria gonorrhea. So these are the causative organisms. So these are the bacteria or the viruses which will be causing the infection into the person's eyes. Then predisposing factors. So there will be some predisposing factors. So the first one is the age. The age, it will be commonly in infancy but and childhood, but age no bar, means the in this conjunctivitis there will be no age limitations, but it will be mainly occur in the infancy or childhood. Then gender, it will be more common in the females. Then next is the race, very common in Jews. Then climate, means in which climate this conjunctivitis which will be more affected to the person. So the climate which will be dry and dusty weather favors, matlab it will be mainly occur in the summer seasons. Then socioeconomic status means more in poor classes, due to when the person is not maintaining the hygiene condition, or the places which will be crowding or unsanitary conditions, and in their homes or housing environment there will be many flies, or it will be also occur because of lack of education. So these will be also comes under the predisposing factor. The next is the environmental. If the person is exposure to dust, or the working place which will be very dusty, or the persons who are working in the this plants, then irritants, some irritants which will be creating the irritation to the eyes, then smoke or heavy sunlight. So these are the predisposing factor which will be creating the conjunctivitis. Then next is the source of infection. So conjunctival discharge of affected person, superimposed bacterial infection speed up process, means this conjunctival discharge which will be affecting the person, but it will be superimposed when the person is having the problem of bacterial infection. So because of this bacterial infection, it will be creating the speed up the process, means the development of the disease, it will be speed up. Then what are the mode of infection? So the mode of infection, that will be direct spread by airborne or waterborne modes, vectors transmitted by flies, or maternal transfer through contaminated fingers, clothes or bedding. So in this way, these are the mode of infection. So whenever we are having the problem of conjunctivitis, so we have to we have to take some precautions, means we will not touch the fingers in affected eyes, and we have to use the clothes, and which cloth which will be used in the affected eyes, that cloth which will be not used in the another eyes, and it will be also not used to another person. Then in bedding also we have to maintain the prevention. Then next is the classification of conjunctivitis. So it will be divided in infectious or non-infectious. So in infectious, it will be divided in two types. So there will be viral or bacterial. So in bacterial, we have already seen in a previous slide that there will be many viruses or the bacteria which will be present, which will be responsible for the conjunctivitis. So hyperacute, acute in bacterial, hyperacute, acute or chronic conditions which will be occur when the person is having the problem of conjunctivitis. The next is the non-infectious. Non-infectious, in this, the person who are having the problem of any allergic reactions, and because of any toxic substance or the chemicals which will be affecting the eyes, then foreign body which will be enter into the eyes, and the person is and the infection which will be developed in the conjunctiva, then it will be also occur because of trauma or neoplasm. Then viral conjunctivitis, most common viral cause is adenovirus, enterovirus or HSV. Then occurs in community epidemics, means it will be this viral conjunctivitis, it will be mainly occur in the community epidemics, means it will be mainly occur in schools, workplaces, physicians offices. In these areas, the person may be developing the chance of this viral conjunctivitis. Then next is the usual modes of transmission. So in usual modes of transmission, the contaminated fingers or medical instruments, if we will use the medical instruments in infected person, and the same instrument it will be also used to another person, in that time also the person may be developing the chance of that infection. Then swimming pool water, it will be also uh, occur in the swimming pool water. Then these are the picture of viral conjunctivitis. So the presentation, unilateral or bilateral, means the person is having the problem of conjunctivitis, viral conjunctivitis in one eye or both eyes. Acutely, the eyes which will be red, then the person's eyes which will be watery, or mucoserous discharges which will be present, then chemosis, then tender pre-auricular node. In this you will see the tenderness and pre-auricular node which will be present, and the patient is complaining that the patient is having the problem of burning sensation. Then gritty feeling in eyes, means gritty feeling means the person have the feeling that in eyes, inside the eye, anything which will be creating the irritation. Then rarely photophobia. In this the photophobia which will photophobia means if the patient is having the problem of conjunctivitis, in that time the person rarely having the problem of photophobia, means phobia to light. then maybe part of viral prodrome, adenopathy, and the person is having the problem of fever because of infection. Then if the infection, it will be very severe, in that time it will be also affecting the pharynx, so the person is having the problem of pharyngitis, inflammation in the pharynx, or rhinorrhea. So these are the means conditions which will be occurring in the, if the patient is having the problem of viral conjunctivitis. Then next is the acute bacterial conjunctivitis. So in acute bacterial conjunctivitis, common causes in neonates, chlamydia trachomatis, then Neisseria gonorrhea. In children, Haemophilus influenza, it will be occur 80%. Then Streptococcus pneumoniae, it will be 20%, and Moraxella catarrhals concurrent OM seen in 25%. So in this way, the in this way the acute bacterial bacteria which will be divided, means how much percentage which will be occur in the person. So in adult, the person which will be affected by the bacteria, that is called as a Staphylococcus aureus. Then in acute bacterial conjunctivitis, what are the presentation, means what we will see in the patient's eyes. So it will be unilateral or bilateral, means the person is having the problem of this acute bacterial infection in the one eye or both eyes, and the patient is having the problem of red eyes, mucopurulent or purulent discharges which will be continuously throughout the day, means the patient is complaining that the mucopurulent discharge which will be occurring continuously throughout the day, whole day the person is having the problem of discharge formation. Then the person is having the problem of burning sensation, irritation, and mild chemosis. So in this way, these things which will be occur in the patient who are having the problem of acute bacterial conjunctivitis. So this the person is also having the problem of mild chemosis. So mild chemosis, it is the swelling or edema of the conjunctiva. So the person is having the problem of edema in the conjunctiva, and it is due to the oozing of the exudate from abnormally permeable capillaries, means when the permeable capillaries which will be abnormally exudate, means the oozing formation which will be occur in that area. So in this condition, the patient is having the problem of inflammation in the eyes, and because of this the person is having irritation. And next is the neonates. The neonates symptoms appear 5 to 14 days after birth, inclusion conjunctivitis of the newborn. Then highly contagious. Highly contagious is spread by direct contact or by contaminated object. Means it will be spread by the direct contact of the infected eyes, or the it will be also creating the infection from the contaminated object. Then this is the picture of the neonatal chlamydia, chlamydal conjunctivitis. This is the picture of the acute bacterial conjunctivitis. Here you will see that the patient's eyes, which will be red eyes, or the mucopurulent discharge which will be there, and the patient is having the problem of irritation. So in this way, these are the symptoms. Then next is the hyperacute bacterial conjunctivitis. So the etiology, that is Neisseria species, most commonly Neisseria gonorrhea. The presentation, it will be profuse purulent discharge with rapidly progressive symptom of marked conjunctival infections. In this, you will see the patient is having the problem of severe irritation and tenderness to palpation. When we will palpate the eye, in that time the patient is having the problem of tenderness. Then the patient is also having chemosis, lid swelling, the eyelids which will be also swelled. Then tender pre-auricular adenopathy which will be also present in the eyes. Then ophthalmia neonatum, gonococcal ocular infection with bilateral discharges. If the patient is having the problem of infection in the bilateral in both the eyes, so the patient is having the problem of bilateral discharges, it will be occur 3 to 5 days after birth from vaginal transmission. Then sexually active is the transmitted from genitalia to hand to eyes, commonly see concurrent urethritis. It will be also occur when the person is having the problem of urethritis. Then sight threatening. Then next is the chronic bacterial conjunctivitis. Most common etiology, it is Staphylococcus species, and the more common, it will be more common in adult patients, and the patients with acne, rosacea or facial seborrhea. So if the person is having the problem of this acne, rosacea or facial seborrhea, so in that time the patient is having the problem of this chronic bacterial infection. Then presentation varies. The patient is having the problem of redness, itching, burning, foreign body sensation, flaky debris, then blepharitis, and eyelash loss. Then concurrently see styes. We will see the patient is having the problem of styes. So, and chalagion we will discuss in means we will discuss in next class. It is also one type of disease. Stye means it is a red painful lump near the edge of the eyelid. So in that also the patient feels uncomfortable, that may look like a pimple or boil. Then the patient is also having the problem of chalagion. So the chalagion, it is also a disease which will be present in the eyelid. So in this you will see that a slow growing inflammatory lump in the tear gland or the eyelid. So these are all problems which will be occur when the patient is having the problem of chronic bacterial conjunctivitis. Then allergic conjunctivitis. So in allergic conjunctivitis, most commonly seasonal allergic rhinoconjunctivitis, also called, it is also called as a hay fever. Rhinoconjunctivitis, IgE mediated hypersensitivity reaction precipitated by small airborne allergens. Means it will be occur in the small airborne allergens. Local mast cell granulations, which will be release of chemical. Means sorry, it will be occur because of IgE mediated hypersensitivity reaction. When the person is having the problem of IgE mediated, means this type of hypersensitivity reaction, it will be occur because of airborne allergens. So in this, the local mast cells which will be degranulation, which will be occur in the degranulation and release of chemical mediators. When the allergic reaction which will be occur in that condition, our eyes which will be releasing the chemical mediators, that will be histamine, eosinophil, or chemotactic factors or PAF. So in this way the person is having the problem of allergic conjunctivitis. Then presentation, it will be bilateral pruritus, then redness, watery discharge, rhinorrhea or congestion. The person is having the problem of means congestion in the nose. Then patient often have history of atopy, seasonal allergy or specific allergies which will be occur in the allergic conjunctivitis. Then what are the clinical features which will be present in the patient who are having the problem of this conjunctivitis? So in this, the patient is having the problem of pain and tenderness in the eyeball. Then purulent conjunctival discharges. So in this you will see the purulent conjunctival discharges which will be present. Then mucoid purulent discharges which will be also present. Swollen lead, the lead which will be also swollen. In this picture also you will see the lead which will be swollen. Then corneal involvement, rarely the cornea which will be means the cornea which will be rarely involved. Then chemosed conjunctiva, then watering, means the watery discharge which will be also present from the eye. Then conjunctival congestion, the congestion which will be also occur in the conjunctiva. Then next is the sign and symptoms. So in sign, the flex of mucopus seen at fornix or canthi and lead margins, means the mucus or the mucopurulent discharges which will be seen in the cornice or canthus, means inner canthus, sorry, outer canthus to inner canthus, and lead margins. These mucopus which will be present. Then conjunctival congestion which will be also present. Then the patient is having the problem of chemosis. So in this you will see that the patient is having the problem of chemosis also. So in this I have already told you what is chemosis. So the chemosis, it is the swelling or edema in the conjunctiva. Then papillae of fine type seen. Then edematous, the eyelids which will be edematous or the swelled eyelids. Then petechial hemorrhages, the blood clot which will be also formed in the petechial area. Then matted cilia with yellow crust. In previous picture, you will see that in eyes, the yellow crust which will be present. So these are the signs which will be present if the patient is having the problem of conjunctivitis. Then next is the symptoms. So in symptoms, you will see discomfort and foreign body symptoms. The patient complaining that the patient is having the problem of discomfort or foreign body sensation, then mild photophobia, then hyperemia or mucopurulent discharges. Then when the discharge which will be mucopurulent, in that time the patient is complaining that the eyelid or the lid margins which will be sticking together. So because of mucopurulent discharge, the eyelids which will be stick together. Then slight burning of vision. So when the person is seeing something or during the time of vision, the person is having the problem of burning sensation. Then colored halos. Colored halos, why it will be occur? Because of this mucopurulent discharge. So the patient, the person is not able to see clearly, and he or she which will be not able to clarify the this color. Then what are the diagnosis of conjunctivitis? So the clinical diagnosis of occlusion: morning crusting of eye. When the patient during the time of morning, the patient is having the problem of crusting of the eye. Then unreliable for determining etiology. If focal pathology, hordeolum, or a cancerous lesion, or blepharitis, these are all things which will be occur. So in this condition, the person is also means in this condition we will see that the patient is having the problem of conjunctivitis. Then blepharitis means an inflammation of the eyelid, that will be affect the eyelashes, and it will be also creating the tear production. Then conjunctivitis is reacted rather than primary. Then if redness is localized rather than diffuse, consider foreign body. Means if the redness is localized rather than means in particular area, if the redness is present, it means the whole conjunctival area which will be not affected, in that time it will be considered as the conjunctivitis which will be occur because of foreign body. Then if the person is having the problem of episcleritis means it is a it refer to the inflammation of your episclera, which is a clear layer. Means it is a clear layer or on top of the part of our white part of our eye. Means it is a clear layer which will be present in the part of our white layer. It is called as a sclera. So it is called as a sclera. So there is another clear layer outside of the episclera, that is called as conjunctivitis. So the another clear layer which will be present in the sclera, that outside area which will be called as a conjunctivitis. So this inflammation which will be causes in the eyes to look red or irritants. Means if this area which will be inflamed or infected, so in that time the area which will be red, or and it will be creating the inflammation into the eyes, or irritation it will be also creating. Then cultures not necessary for initial diagnosis and therapy of acute conjunctivitis. When to culture? Means when we have to take the culture of the patient's mucopurulent discharge, it will be occur if the neonates which will be occur, or hyperacute purulent conjunctivitis which will be occur. So we have to immediate gram staining test we have to perform to find out the patient's cause. Then chronic or recurrent conjunctivitis. Then what are the treatment? So viral, allergic, and non-specific conjunctivitis are self-limited. So bacterial conjunctivitis is also likely to be self-limited. Self-limited means it will be viral, allergic, or non-specified conjunctivitis. Means in this time it will be there will be some limitations. So in this way, if we will take the treatment, so in this way it will be treated. So it's this the ABX treatment shortens the courses. So in this self means the self limited means it is the prognosis which will be good. मतलब ये जल्दी ठीक हो जाने के chances रहते हैं if the patient is having the problem of viral, allergic or non-specified conjunctivitis. So in this it is limited course of the disease, that is called as a self-limited, and the prognosis is good. Then shortness the course, the course which will be also shortness, then reduces person to person spread and lower the risk of side threatening complications. Then treatment of viral conjunctivitis. So in treatment of viral conjunctivitis, we have to give the topical antibiotic, not necessary because secondary bacterial infection is uncommon. So in this, we have to reassure that the sign and symptoms may get worse for 3 to 5 days before getting better and persistent for 2 to 3 weeks. So we have to reassure that we will see the sign and symptoms which will be not get worse for 3 to 5 days before getting better. So in this way, it will be persist for 2 to 3 weeks. Some relief from cold compression and topical antihistamines or decongestants. So when we will give the cold compression to the patient, in that time the patient is having some relief, and we will give the topical antihistamine drugs to the patient or decongestant. Then do not use topical corticosteroids due to risk of side threatening complication like scarring or corneal melting or perforation. So we will not give the corticosteroid. The patient is having the problem of inflammation, but then also we will not give topical corticosteroids to the patient because it will be creating some side threatening complication, especially if etiology is herpes simplex virus or bacterial keratitis. Means if the positive organisms which will be herpes simplex or bacterial keratitis, in that time we will not give the topical corticosteroids. Then treatment of acute bacterial conjunctivitis. So in this, we will see topical broad spectrum antibiotic, that will be erythromycin ointment. Then bacitracin, polymyxin B ointment, that is also called as a polysporin, and trimethoprim or polymyxin B, that is polytrim, sulfa drops. Then most H flu and the Streptococcus pneumoniae resistance to macrolides, then sulfa drops, that is also called as a BLIF 10. It will be used to less effective and rare side effect of Steve's Johnson syndrome. Then the treatment in this, we will give half ointment inside the lower lid or 1 to 2 drops, that will be given QID for 5 to 7 days. The response seen typically within 1 to 2 days. If we will give the sulfa drops or the ointment inside the lower lid, so it will be it will be showing the good response in the patient's eye. Then inclusion conjunctivitis of the newborn, treat with 2 weeks course of erythromycin. We will give the erythromycin 50 gram per kg per day per oral divided dose, that will be QID, or sulfixoxanol, that will be 150 mg per kg per day per oral, the divided dose, which will be QID. Means QID means we will give the drug to 4 times in a day. Then topical unnecessary with systemic. Then treatment of hyperacute bacterial conjunctivitis. So in this hyperacute, we will give the immediate ophthalmic referral. Means this hyperactive bacterial conjunctivitis, the symptoms which will be very worse. So in that time, we have to immediately give the advice to the patient for ophthalmic referral. systemic and topical antibiotics and saline irrigation, means we have to irrigate or we have to clean the patient's eye with the saline, because in hyperacute bacterial conjunctivitis, you have already seen in the picture that the patient is having the problem of severe mucopurulent discharges, so that the patient's eyes which will be not able to open. So systemic antibiotic of choice due to penicillin or resistance Neisseria gonorrhea is single dose, that is ceftriaxone 25 to 50 mg per kg IV or IM, not to exceed 125 mg. Why we will give this ceftriaxone? Because the patient is having the problem of bacterial conjunctivitis. Or single dose, that is cefotaxime, that will be 100 mg per kg IV or IM in neonates. In venereal diseases present in teens, also treat with single dose of azithromycin. We will give the single dose of azithromycin, which will be 1 gram, because over 30% of these patients will have concurrent chlamydal diseases. Then it will be AAP and CDC recommendation for prevention of ophthalmic neonatal silver nitrate, which will be used 1% aqueous solution. The side effect of chemical conjunctivitis, there will be some side effect of the chemical conjunctivitis. Then we will also use the erythromycin, that will be 0.5%. The next is the treatment of allergic conjunctivitis. In a previous slide, we have also seen that the patient, if the patient is having the problem of allergic conjunctivitis, so the treatment which will be self-limited, means it will be the prognosis which will be good, and the treatment which will be for short period. Allergens avoidance cold, means if the patient is having the problem of allergy from dust, so the allergens which will be avoidance. Then cold, we have to instruct the patient to do the cold compression. Topical antihistamine or vasoconstrictors do not use for greater than 2 weeks. Then artificial tear, the patient is having the problem of artificial tears, then topical NSAID drugs, that will be low efficacy, means the patient is also having the problem of pain, so we will give the topical NSAID drugs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug we have to give to the patient. Then prophylaxis, that is oral antihistamine, the onset of action is equal to day. Then mast cell stabilizer, onset of action, it will be for 5 to 14 days we have to give to the patient. Then when to refer to ophthalmology? So when the patient is neonate, if the patient is neonate, so we have to give the instruction to the patient's parents that take refer to the ophthalmology. Then hyperacute purulent conjunctivitis, if the purulent discharge which will be present, and that because of that purulent discharge the person is not able to open their eyes, so in that time we have to instruct the patient for take the advice from ophthalmology. Then chronic conjunctivitis, if the patient is chronic conjunctivitis and the sign and symptoms of pain, blurred vision and photophobia. Then reactive conjunctivitis versus primary conjunctivitis. So in these condition we have to refer the client or the patient to ophthalmologist. Then what are the complications which will be present in the patient who are having the problem of this conjunctivitis? That will be superficial punctate epitheliopathy, means the person is having the problem of superficial in the area of the eye. Superficially the person is having the problem of punctate epithelio punctate epitheliopathy. So the punctate epitheliopathy or the punctate epithelio erosion are the evidence of the ocular surface dryness, means the patient is having the problem of dryness in the ocular surface. They represent area of epithelium loss. So because of this conjunctivitis, the in the patient's eye the epithelium loss which will be occur, and therefore stain positively with fluorescences. So in this it will be occur in the superficial area. Then the person is having the problem of Marginal corneal ulceration. The patient is having the problem of corneal ulceration, means marginal corneal ulceration. Then the patient is also having the problem of uh, this superficial keratitis. Superficial keratitis means it is the inflammation of the clear tissue on the front of the eyes, means in the cornea the patient is having the problem of keratitis. Then the patient is having the problem of blepharitis. So you have all know about the blepharitis. In this many times the blepharitis which will be occur. Then next is the Decrio, cystitis. Decriocystitis, it is also inflammation or the infection in the lacrimal sac. Means the person is having the problem of inflammation and infection in the lacrimal sac, and it will be also means it will be occur secondary to obstruction of the neos. Sorry, and nasolacrimal duct at the junction of the lacrimal sac. So in this the term which will be derived, so in this it will be causing the pain or tenderness or swelling over the inner aspect of the lower eyelid. Means it will be present in the lower eyelid, but it will be present in the inner aspect and epiphoria. So these all are about the topic of conjunctivitis. So conjunctivitis, it is the inflammation of the conjunctiva and the mucopurulent discharges, which will be also present when the patient is having the problem of conjunctivitis, and it will be occur because of infectious or non-infectious or allergic or bacterial or viral conjunctivitis. Sorry, viral infection. So these all about my topic, that is conjunctivitis. So thank you everyone.